What is up, YouTube? So today, not even really a lesson, just a quick tip. Tension rods are super important because they are what hold the rim of your drum to the drum shell, and they are also what tighten down the rim so that you can tune your drum head. Most of you all probably know that, but what's also just as important as this tension rod is the washer that goes between this tension rod and the rim of your drum. And the washer is the little flat piece. On most drums they're metal, but the washer, what it does is it stops the tension rod from eroding the rim of the drum, making a bunch of scuff marks and a bunch of stuff like that. I'm borrowing this drum from a friend, and it's a great drum, but I was noticing that almost none of these tension rods have a washer on them, and you can see what it's done to the drum. As you can see, because there's no washer between these tension rods and the rim, you're getting a bunch of just rusty marks like that, which is not what you want. So my quick tip for you today is, one, always have washers, but every now and then most drums have the metal washers, but I actually really like plastic washers. So you don't have to use metal washers, you can use plastic washers, and it can be really advantageous because, you know, the tension rod and the washer that are usually metal, that washer being metal on your metal rim, it's still metal on metal. Plastic washers probably don't last as long, as far as, you know, 40 years from now, they probably will have worn away a little bit more than metal washers. But they're great because they don't actually have they don't leave any kind of scuff marks. And I discovered this because this Tama drum set that I have is a beautiful drum set, and you'll notice that the hardware is black nickel. Black nickel can actually, if you'll see over here, you can see there the black nickel is kind of scratched off. So that drum came with all metal washers, and I was noticing that as I tensioned the drum, the metal washers were scraping at the black nickel finish, and it was kind of washing off or scratching off. So I got plastic washers, put them on this drum, and you know, I've had plastic washers on this drum for probably, you know, almost 10 years, and they still are great. They work great. I've never had any problems. I don't find that they detune the drum more than, you know, regular washers. I will say that you want to get thick washers. These washers do not bend in your hand when you have them. You know, you don't want to get something flimsy that bends, because those will probably break on you, which again is not the end of the world. But if you can, you know, you can find these at hardware stores, probably local hardware stores. Home Depot and big stores like that probably don't have, you know, local hardware stores like Ace Hardware is where I go. They have all these tiny little compartments of all these different washers and screws and stuff, and you can pick through there, find your little nylon washer, and these are great. So that's my quick tip. Use these plastic washers instead of metal if you have, you know, black nickel or some kind of finish on your rim, or if you just want to, you know, get rid of the metal because you don't want to scuff up anything on your rims. Like, these work great, and honestly, I just bought like 18 of them for like $1.35 or whatever. Like, they're super cheap. You can buy a ton of them, you know, spend $5, get a ton of them, and then you'll have them so that if they do ever break, which again, mine have never broken, but if they ever do, you have them on standby, you can do them. So that's my quick tip for you. Nylon washers on your snare drum or any drum will prevent unnecessary metal on metal contact that is either going to scuff up your drum or, you know, mark the rim or whatever. So that's my quick tip, nylon washers.